Welcome to Explain America. This is your host, Kyle Becker. President Donald Trump has been in an existential battle with the administrative state from the first time that he was sworn into office in January of 2017. That battle has continued into his second term when resistance fighters within his own administration have sought to undermine him at every turn. So Donald Trump, sensibly, being the head of the executive branch and the President of the United States, has sought to remove these partisan actors from inside his own government. But rogue judges have tried to block him from firing disgruntled officials and also handpicked Biden officials from certain executive agencies, such as the Federal Trade Commission. Well, one of the operatives inside the Federal Trade Commission just got some very bad news directly from the Supreme Court, and we're going to give you the full story here in a moment. But before we get into the story, please like, share, and comment at Explain America. Join us. We appreciate your support for common sense journalism. Now, Rebecca Kelly Slaughter was an FTC board member and told Donald Trump fired her. But she made a big to-do about being removed from her privileged position within the United States government, and so she filed a lawsuit against him. And of course, every hack organization that has opposed Donald Trump for years flocked to her side in order to push her back into office where she can continue to undermine the Trump administration. But the Supreme Court just handed down a ruling saying Donald Trump is the President of the United States and he can choose who is inside the executive branch and if they are going to carry out his agenda, as was elected by the American people. And of course, this is a common sense ruling, but the Democrats, they are whining and complaining about it, just like they do with every Supreme Court decision. But this FTC board member, Rebecca Kelly Slaughter, was not your average dispassionate bureaucrat. She was the former chief counsel to Senator Chuck Schumer. That's right, one of Trump's fiercest adversaries in the United States Senate. Well, his former lawyer was on the FTC, and of course they were coordinating in order to block Trump's agenda, as was mandated by the American people in the 2024 election. Now, she was renominated by Biden just prior to Donald Trump coming into office. That was back in spring of 2024. And of course, they're trying to cling on to every one of these federal bureaucrats. But the high courts, they have made a ruling that is just groundbreaking for them, because they cannot just have resistance bureaucrats undermining the President of the United States according to the Supreme Court. And that is huge. So if you have any thoughts of your own on this comment and Donald Trump's authority to fire whoever he wants inside the executive branch, please weigh in below. We always appreciate hearing from you at Explain America.